Welcome to Cinemondo with Kathy. I just got back from seeing kə.l.kɪ on the first weekend. I had my popcorn bag. I didn't even finish all the popcorn. That is rare because I was so captivated by this movie. Oh my god. I'm talking about kə.l.kɪ, 2898 AD. Nag Ashwin directed it. Stars Prabhas. Stars Prabhas and a lot of A-list actors. I mean, we are talking cream of the crop. This movie stars Prabhas, Kamal Haasan, Deepika, Amitabh, and some incredible cameos. And some other great actors. I really like Disha Patani, who played Roxy. I thought she was a highlight. Wish she was in more. She just kind of disappears. Where'd you go? What happened? I'm going to do a non-spoiler review. I'm just like, my head's spinning. It's just like a quick, let me get my thoughts out there. I just want to talk about it. So basically, we are way into the future, 2898. The world is devastated. It's sand. We destroyed the earth. Shocking for humans. I know. So we have the movie feels a lot like some other movies. Takes its cues from, I would say, Star Wars, Mad Max, a Dune, sci-fi film, a little bit of Alien. I was a little bit of an Alien vibe inside the ships. The set design was incredible. Big inverted kind of pyramid hanging over everything. And it's called the complex. That's basically like where the haves are. It's where all the rich people are. It's where you can only get in if you're super special. And it's sort of like they've maintained a little piece of the earth, water, animals, foliage, rich people, swimming pools, and even an ocean. They saved an ocean inside this massive structure. On the outside is just devastation. Desert, not enough water, starvation, people just barely getting by. That's where it felt a little like kind of the small towns in Star Wars, where everybody's kind of getting by and everything looks like it's made of like metal, and they have these long, alleyways, and the set design was really, really good. I thought they did a fantastic job of creating the world. It takes a while for Prabhas to come on screen. Kind of was a little impatient by that. There's a fantastic opening scene that kind of sets the stage. We have a flashback to where the initial confrontation of battle happens, and that's been fantastic. Has a little bit of Amitabh with his de-aging, which actually did not look that bad. It actually looked pretty good. I was a little afraid it wasn't going to be good, but they did a great job on it. We had chariots. We had chariots flying through the air. Like, it was insane. An endless, vast wasteland of dead bodies just from the war, and he's just stumbling along in there. Then we flash forward. We see these kind of, rascals, these hooligans who are, trying to find bounties. That's one of the only ways you can make money. And they stumble upon this AI vehicle, and she's basically claimed a bounty right out of their hands. It talks. It's this little head. It's very, very cute. It's very cute. And you're wondering what this is all about. And then all of a sudden she brings her, and we get Prabhas. He's finally on the scene. And this character comes in and he does this big landing, has the cool glasses on, just dun dun dun. You're like, oh, now it's gonna get good. It's gonna be crazy. And then he just kind of lays down and goes to sleep. What the hell? So the basic vibe every time Prabhas is on screen, it seems like in these kind of scenes, there's this weird comedy music happening. It's like this very retro, very strange music. But they're definitely modeling him after Han Solo. He's a bounty hunter. He doesn't care about anything else. He's out to serve himself. That's what he does. They have a nice little bait and switch where that's not really Prabhas. It's actually a hologram. I'll give away that a little bit. But he comes in. He's super cocky. The action sequences are very strange because they're very epic, but they're kind of shot a little bit slow. Like, he's so casual. Like, he's so good. He's never lost a fight, that he's very casual in his fighting. He doesn't even have to really try, which is you keep expecting this big action, but they do this kind of slow-paced choreography that was very interesting. You get to see a lot of detail. They'll have like 5 guys exploding in slow motion, and Prabhas just kind of like, yes, there you go. And they are all in these little skinny, corridors in the city, and in front of his car. So he basically gets a sidekick now because he's gonna bring along this kid who's a huge fan of his, who was originally his bounty, but he's like, why not? Someone to admire me. So that's kind of fun because you get this literally this movie's like 10 different movies. You get this kind of comedic, cocky kind of Prabhas thing going on. He looks fantastic. I mean, this is kind of the Prabhas we've been waiting for a while. I liked him in Slaughter too, but you want to see the charm. We want to see the charm. We start diving into the deeper story where it goes in, we meet the Supreme Yaskin, who knows I'm saying that right. He's basically running things in this the complex. And that's the only surviving city is the thing that's underneath it. And it's devastation, it's poverty, it's not good. Lots of crime, people trying to get in, trying to get past the gates. And, and I felt like this was a little bit of a nod to Triple R when they have the CGI saber-tooth tiger come in. It was kind of, I always admire a good animal in a movie. And then we finally get to go inside of the complex where we have kind of a Handmaid's Tale thing going on. And here we get to see Deepika. She basically is like one of the Marthas. She has to basically serve the pregnant women, handmaids, because they're pregnant and that's their value. It's really hard to find fertile females, apparently. So that was very creepy. We have that going on. But it was really beautifully designed. We had these pods, these really, really beautiful pods, very minimal wardrobe that looked very utilitarian, gorgeous, these black dresses with these, very simple shoes on. And then the pregnant women inside wearing these white cream robes. And obvious that a lot of thought went into every scene. Kamal Haasan's character is inside this amazing kind of watery sort of chamber, and he just kind of floats around in it with these kind of balls of fluid that can like act like his hands and feeding him the essence from these pregnant women that I won't get too deep into it, but he basically is surviving off of this essence. But to really gain his full power, he needs to get the essence of a woman who's been pregnant more than 150 days. People are not making it that far. So he's kind of just sustaining himself. But they have this great effect, this beautiful effect where this circle almost looks like liquid copper comes in and takes the vial, but it's just like a little circle and turns into a little seed. It picks it up and kind of carries it and gives it to him, and he inserts it where he gets all the energy. So I thought that was a really cool idea and very creepy. Gorgeous, like this big pod that they put the women in to extract the essence, and the strange tubing. I mean, it was all very kind of aquatic looking, these kind of almost octopus looking things, these worms. Wow. Everything was epic and huge. Every room was huge, high ceilings, massive. You have the kind of stormtroopers walking around in their black outfits, and they all look very regimented and they do their walk. It's all very Star Wars. I think one of the favorite parts of this film for me were some of the cameos that came up, because, I love seeing some familiar faces. I love seeing that. And there were a lot of big stars in this. It was hard to beat. I mean, we have a lot of great people, but something about when Dulquer Salmon appears, I was just so happy to see him. I love seeing DQ. And he had a great, actually, it wasn't even just like, oh, let's throw away a cameo. He had a really important cameo that mattered. And he created a character that I actually want to see more of. He seemed like he was kind of he trained Prabhas's character as a child. He takes him in and kind of trains him, but he raises him up. He's kind of an alcoholic. He's a total scam artist. He's a thief. He just doesn't seem like he's on the level. So he's always looking for the next score, and he's not doing a great job of that. So there's a great kind of double cross in the scene that I thought was great. But as they kind of take him away, I was like, I'd really like to see that guy's story. I really would like to see it. A little bit more gritty and not super powered. Like he had that sort of lived in, I'm a thief kind of feel, versus Prabhas, who has this, I'm techie, I have this big car, I'm a great fighter. I don't know. I'm very intrigued by that. Got the CGI. They are next level on the effects in this movie. It was astounding. It was really well done. Seamless fight scenes with Amitabh's character, who's 8 feet tall, interacting with everyone and fighting, almost nonstop fighting, multiple soldiers, Prabhas, the car, a robot, like everything is fighting. And it is seamless. He looks huge and you don't notice the weirdness of it. He really looks like he's 8 feet tall. There's no strange perspective problems, distraction. They did a great job making that really him part of the environment. It really showed that a lot of care was taken in that. And he got kind of the, Obi-Wan Kenobi thing going on. He's, very wise. He's been around hundreds of years. This is all based on mythology that I am sorely lacking in. So I watched B&B, the animated series that was kind of setting up Kalki. That was actually really enjoyable. I really liked it. That was a really kind of smart idea. It was even more like another great way to market your film is to kind of create it, enrich the world and make it bigger by having stuff released cursor to the film that creates interest, but also is important to the actual film overall. Of course, I forgot everything by the time I was in there. I don't know what's going on, but I did get some basics. So I did understand the basics. I think it really helps. So if you're planning on seeing Kalki, which I highly recommend, watch those first. They're very fun. They don't give anything away. They just kind of set the table, we'll say. Another one of my favorite cameos was Rajamouli. I'll just give up a few of these because there were quite a few, but these are my two favorite because the Rajamouli cameo created a great meta moment that you could enjoy just on a story level, but also enjoyed it knowing the background between Rajamouli and Prabhas. Prabhas was in Rajamouli's Bahubali epic 1 and 2 that were just astounding films, and I love those movies. They're some of the first Indian movies I ever saw. I'm so glad I saw these first because they really, really got me addicted fast. They make a little joke about how long it took to make these films and how Prabhas is like, he doesn't want to be stuck with this guy again who's chasing him, and he kind of makes a crack about it, his head being shaved. It was actually very funny. It was very, very funny. And another thing I want to call out is the music was so good. You're watching a movie, sometimes music is just part of the story and it's moving you along, and it's a really good soundtrack, and it's creating mood. There was some beautiful music, and the first time you see the kind of handmaid's quarters where Deepika's character, some 80, is, I guess we'll say, imprisoned at this place. It's a luxurious prison. I mean, in a way. I mean, she's still in a tiny pod. She has no power, but at least she gets fed, right? Better than some people. But there was some beautiful music in the introductory scenes that was just very ambient, very modern. It felt very sci-fi, and it was just this gorgeous standalone soundtrack inside this moment. We don't really ever hear it again. You just see it and you're going along, you're seeing her everyday routine, and they play this music. Oh my God, I just loved it. Loved it. My only criticisms really, besides the fact I feel like this is really some next level filmmaking, and a great, fantastic job. It's doing great at the box office. The only thing is I feel it was a little choppy. I feel like it cut back and forth to different scenes, different environments, different characters that you had to wait kind of for a second, figure out what time frame they were in, and then would jump back. And I feel like it would sometimes interrupt what was a good flow to kind of cut back to some kind of side characters that weren't really necessarily super important, but the flow got a little interrupted in there, and it almost felt like they'd stop for comedy relief, like they think they needed that, which I'm all for from comedy relief. It's good. And Prabhas can have his hands alone very well. Other than that, it's gorgeous. Some fantastic work is being done in this movie. Highly recommend it. Check it out. They have a few strong female characters. Deepika, basically, her main job is being pregnant and protected, but she has some good moments, and she's smart, and you feel like she's capable. She's trying to find a way out. She's trying to hide her pregnancy. It wasn't supposed to happen. She was never supposed to be fertile, so it's kind of like, eh. Also, again, Roxy, great character. I wish she'd been in it more. I wish she'd come back. She seemed like a really good match for Prabhas. I really, really would like to see more of that. In the middle of all of this, they still had a couple great female characters that were central to the movie. Thank you. But mostly thank you for the DQ cameo. Love that. Amitabh did a fantastic job as the 8-foot-tall sage, we'll call him. Let me know what you think. Have you seen this movie? Do you want to see it? What did you think? I really, really enjoyed it. I'm hoping to do a more spoiler review later on. Maybe in a couple days we'll be releasing that. Might join up with Melanie for that for Daisy Reviews. If you haven't seen her review of that, be sure to do that. She's so good. And I will check you guys later. Bye.